Is it audible? Okay, sir. Shankar K, Assistant Professor, Dept.of E&I, National Institute of Technology, Silchar, Assam. And I welcome our students and our colleagues. Thank you for this opportunity to welcome our chief guest. Thank you, one and all. Now the session is Dr. Shankar sir. Thank you, Shankar sir. Let's start you. Thank you.
Director sir and principal sir and HOD of SLH Department of National Engineering College, Dr. M.A. Neelakandan sir, and my other friends who are present over here for this webinar. This is my great privilege to be here because I was one of the faculty members here in this fraternity, and I was working here for almost 2 decades, and this campus fed me a lot, and this campus taught me a lot, the life lessons and technical lessons and what else. It gave me a lot, and so I feel very happy to be here to present webinar to the students. I hope a few of the faculty members have also joined in this seminar. I'm very happy to see them, and it will be a great session. I hope so. So let's take this lead this seminar in a way that I will present first for. I think my presentation will be for. My presentation will be there for 30 or 40 minutes, and after that you can ask questions. In between, if you have any troubles, if you have any problem in receiving the audio and other thing, you can text, and the organizers will take care of it. So I think we can get into the seminar. So today's topic is what and how the healthy society and engineering approach. So how the engineer sees the society, that too especially healthy society. So in his perspective or her perspective, what is the healthy society and how he or she, the engineer, can develop or create the healthy society. First of all, we need to know what is society, because we are living in this society, and we are living with people. Nobody can be independent in this society. So in one or other way, we need to be dependent on others, and we need to take help from others, and we need to help others, and we need to support others, and we need to get support from others. And nobody can say that I am independent and I am I can act alone, and I can do alone, and I can do whatever alone. But it's not the fact. We cannot do it. So society is it's a kind of thing where the people are living. People is actually a plural now. Means many are living, and many means maybe if we consider somebody as our friends and friends are living, if we consider somebody as enemies, then enemies are living, and if we consider somebody or elders or youngers or girlfriend, boyfriend, mother, father, and whoever maybe, they are living in the society and we are living with them. In fact, so we should not say that I am living alone. And, there is no any fundamental evidence of living alone. It cannot be. So, of course, as we are living in a society, as we are living in a society of people, of a community, and we are growing up here, we are getting many things from here. So we need to give something back to the society. It's very important. Uh, 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 so, uh, so okay. So we need to do something. We need to give something back to the society. It's very important, and especially the engineers, the engineering community, and those who have got the engineering education, those who have got engineering education from the society, uh, are having much responsibility than others of giving back to the society. I hope and I believe we all know, especially the engineers, we all know a proverb or a saying called "the engineers make the world." Engineers make the world. It's very important thing. Without engineers, you cannot imagine a single part of the society here, and it's very hard to understand, or it's very it's difficult to understand that you cannot do the things without engineers. So we are the one, and we are making the society, and we are making the world, and we are creating the world. In fact, so in each and every corner of your society, there is in each and every corner of the society there is a evidence of being the engineers there. So it's very important to give back something to the society. So what may be the giving back things? It may be anything, like giving back education to others, and giving back giving something better to the society, and giving something monetary benefits to the society, giving something, some philosophies to the society, or whatever it may be. But as an engineer, or as engineers, we need to give the technologies to the society, because we are technocrats and we are learning the technologies. We are building the technologies upon the scientific concept, basic scientific concepts, and those scientific concepts actually on those scientific concepts actually build upon the philosophy of the culture of that particular society. So we need to give the give back the technology, whatever we have learned and whatever we have been developing, to the society. It's a very important thing. Without which, without giving back something to the society, our purpose of education, our purpose of getting education on engineering philosophies will not get fulfilled. So we need to understand what is society first, and what is healthy society, and what are all the responsibilities an engineer is having to serve the society. These are all are very important thing. And so what is society? Karl Marx says society does not consist of individuals, but expresses the sum of interrelations, the relations within which these individuals stand. That's what we have already seen. So nobody is independent. Everyone, every single element in the society is dependent on other. We cannot avoid this dependency. We cannot deny this dependency one or other way, unless otherwise we want, or whether we want or not, we need to be dependent, and we cannot be independent. So society does not consist of individuals. Individual cannot be the society, and individuals cannot make the society. Society means it's a plural. It's everybody is there. So another one, there are many definitions for society. These are a few of them. This is Karl Marx definition, and another one, he said society is unity in diversity. Yes, we are diversified in the case, like none is no two persons are same here. So no, all our 5 fingers are of same characters or same propertical things. So society is definitely unity in diversity. We are united here, but we are diversified. We are diversified here, but we are united. To this society only, the characters of society this is very important. The characteristics of the society, unity in diversity. So to this society only, we need to give back the thing, whatever we have get from this society. So there are two important parts in society. These two important parts can make the healthy society. So those two are the education at bottom and sanitation at top. This is not actually meant. Education is always bottom and sanitation is always top. It's both are counterbalanced. So it should be balanced, education and sanitation, and it should be provided to each and every element of the society. So without the proper education and without the good sanitation, you cannot build a healthy society. So the healthy society is something like the society which has good educated people, and which has highly sanitized environment, highly healthy environment, is known as the healthy society. So the smiley, which is shown in between the sanitation and education, is would be with always smiley face if you give the good sanitation and if you provide good education. So if you don't give the good education, good sanitation, this smiley will not be no longer as a smiley. It will be a sad smiley. Okay. So the good education will give you the sanitation. This education will give information to keep the society healthy with sanitized. So if you are sanitized, and you will be getting the good education. So these two are interlinked, and with these two things you can get the healthy society. So others are saying, what is healthy society? I hope this guy is Jiddu Krishnamurti, JK. We fondly call him as JK, philosopher of the era. Probably many of you of this age, with this adolescent age of between 17 and 21, you may not be knowing him, but if you get chance, please listen to his lectures and read some of his books, and at least know who is Jiddu Krishnamurti. So he says, so when you are listening to somebody completely, attentively, then you are listening not only to the words, but also to the feeling of what is being conveyed to the whole of it, not part of it. I am reading again. So when you are listening to somebody completely, attentively, then you are listening not only to the words. Means if you listen somebody, suppose if somebody is coming to you and he or she wants to talk to you, and you are giving them time to listen them, the listening has some property. You have to listen completely, and you have to pay your attention complete on them. If you do your listening in these two ways, completely and attentively, then you are listening not only to their words. The hearing words is something different from the listening what they are talking. It's very important. So but what happened, but also to the feeling of what is being conveyed. It's very important. in which feeling he is conveying, and in which feeling she is conveying the matter to you. It's very important, to the whole of it, not part of it. So listening is complete, it's attentive. So engineers need to have this completeness and attentiveness. It's very important. So are we listening the society completely, and are we listening the society attentively? It's a very big question mark here. Basically, we are not doing it. That is the question here. I am posting. Are we doing it? Are we listening the society completely and attentively? And are we receiving? Are we listening the feeling of society? Or are we receiving the feeling of society? And are we listening the society completely, or we are receiving the society part of it? We should not listen to the society, or we should not receive the feeling of society as a part. We need to get it completely. It's very important thing. And Kalam says, if mother is happy, then the entire family is happy. Yes, of course. If all the families are happy, then the society will be healthy. If the society is healthy, the country will be healthy. This is the thing. So whom we need to take care? We need to take the individual. Here he says mother, if mother is happy, right? So we can see the individual. So we need to develop our technology for the individual, for the ignored people, right? For the edge level people. It's very important, right? So the two important things. One is we need to listen carefully. We need to listen completely and attentively to the society. Means we should not we should not omit, we should not remove anything being conveyed. The thing what is being conveyed to us is the feeling, right? So we need to get the feeling of society, and we should get it in a complete form. It's very important. So if we get it in complete form, then we can do something better to the society. We can give something back to the society, right? And second part, make your technologies, make your concepts to the individuals, right? So if a single person in society is not happy, then society is not happy. It's not complete. It's not fulfilled, right? So if mother is happy, the entire family is happy. If all the families are happy, then the society will be healthy, right? Of course. So no, normally we are not caring of our mother, or caring of our sister, or caring of our father in our family. We are not developing society for our mother, for our sisters, or for any persons, any family members of our society, any members of our family, right? But we are trying to make rockets. We are trying to develop. We are trying to create submarines, and we are trying to create technology for nuclear explosions, nuclear bombs, and many things. Right. Of course, we are doing something good to the society by giving medicines to the society, and we are taking care of the people in the society. But there are still the ignored group of people in the society. They are not getting any facilities, any technologies what we are actually getting. Right. So it's very important. So in order to create a healthy society, we need to listen to the society first. And we need to make the individual happy first, right? Or we need to provide the technology to the individual, and that individual, that a single person, that a common man also need to get the technological facilities, technological gain, which a larger group is getting, right? It's very important. Okay, so are we listening them? In the previous slide, we have seen we need to listen the society very carefully, completely, and attentively. Are we listening them? Do you guys know what is happening here? Yes, it's nothing but the manual scavenging. So manual. Are we ever trying to give any solution to this manual scavenging system? It's better if we look into this statistics. right? It's India's ugly truth, an issue completely neglected. So what is being done here by the engineering community is that we are not listening to the society, and we are not receiving the feeling of this group of people completely to us, right? Even not even completely, we are not receiving a part of their feeling also into us. It's very important. So we are neglecting them, and we are not giving technology to this kind of people, and we are not developing technology to this sector of people. See, on the right side of the slide, you are seeing it's a rising stink, right? There are statistics year-wise where large number of deaths were reported while cleaning sewers and septic tanks in the last 4 years. See, the purple color indicates the 2019 statistics. In Tamil Nadu, year by year, almost it's increasing. It's a peak of the statistics. 14 deaths happened in Tamil Nadu, and 14 deaths happened in Haryana in 2019, and in Delhi, it was reduced to 6, but still the deaths are there. And in Gujarat, it was 14, and Uttar Pradesh, it was 9, and Maharashtra, it was 12. It's a peak. In Karnataka, it's 3, it's reduced. In Andhra, it's 2, it's reduced, right? But on the whole, you see how many numbers in Tamil Nadu altogether for 5 years, 4 years, the death happened due to the manual scavenging was 40. It's not a very simple, small number, right? It's a huge number. 40 deaths without means 40 deaths due to the manual scavenging and without giving technology. We are here some 500 odd engineering colleges, and almost lakhs and lakhs of engineering graduates are coming out of the engineering colleges after getting a proper and good engineering education, but still the death happened, right? Because of lack of technology, lack of provision of technology to the ignored group, neglected group of people, right? It's very important. So what we can do, we can develop some technologies for this manual scavenging activities. Can we not mimic these activities, these scavengers activities, by using some kind of instrument or some kind of equipment? Can we not develop it? Definitely we can, but we are not doing it because we are not listening the society completely, and we are not at all intending to create a healthy society, right? Before that, we want to be independent, but it should not be. We should not be independent. We should be dependent, and we should understand we are dependent. Without having that understanding, we cannot develop such technologies to this kind of neglected people. It's very important. But there are some groups, there are some engineers, some good engineers, and there are some guys, those got good engineering education. They have developed something. So they have given some technology or adopted methods to the thing, to the society. See, manual scavenger, a robo has been developed. This robo gives hand to this manual scavenger, and robo pulls him out from the manual, and robo goes in. This is what actually what we need. We need to develop technology which should replace this kind of people, this kind of work, hazardous work and dangerous work, and the work which cannot be done by the human beings. These things should be replaced with the technology. These are called the technology adopted methods. So technology should take care of these things. We should develop the technology in order to take care of these kind of things which are happening in the society. It's very, very important. Without developing the technology which could be adopted, these type of neglected activities, we cannot say that we are engineers, right? So engineers' prime objective is to give back something to the society and to create a healthy society. So a group of engineers in Kerala, they have developed a bandicoot robot, right, which transforms a manhole to the robohole. See, this is in the bottom, the photograph shown in bottom of the slide shows the robot of 4 wheels, and middle at the middle at the center there is a robo arm, and it will go into the manhole and it will do the process and do the task whatever the scavenger does, right? So it will be done clearly there. Okay, so this type of technologies need to be developed. This type of technologies need to be provided to the society, which will be more essential, and which are must needed part which we need to give to the society, right? So kudos to these engineers from the Kerala state. They have developed, and this type of equipments are being installed and being procured by many municipalities and corporations and many many state governments, and they are slowly evacuating the task of manual scavenging from the society, and they are giving this, they are adopting this technology to replace the manual scavenging system. This is what we expect from the engineers. This is how the engineers can create the healthy society. This is one step ahead. This is one step forward in the path of creating the healthy society. But we need to travel along. We need to put our footsteps to a longer way. We need to think in that way. What we can do the society. Okay, so let's watch a video. I think the video. I want to play this video. Is a video link to the animation book and the video. The video player. Video. Yeah, I think in few seconds we can get this video. This video is about how this bandicoot robot is working and how they have developed, and a few statistics about manual scavenging. And it will give you some good understanding, like how they have developed and how it works. Right? Actually, automation is nothing but automation should be done to the society of underprivileged. Right. So automation is not for everyone. Being an instrumentation engineer, I am saying that I am an instrumentation engineer and I need to do more automations, right? But I am saying automation should not be done to everyone, right? Automation should not be done to all the tasks, right? Automation, the purpose of automation is just to facilitate the people, those who cannot do some work on their own, right? And the process can be automated, but the process should be the hazardous one. The process should be a dangerous one, right? So, for example, I can say automation should not be done at home to switch on your fan or to switch on your light, right? This type of automations are not at all necessary. So, where we can do the automation? We can do the automation to our grandpa or our grandmother or our mother or father who are aged at our home, we can do it, right? You think of when I was here in EA department of National Engineering College, one of my colleagues, one of my friend, she came out with a good idea of giving medicines to the elderly people, those who are staying at home without anybody's assistance. Right. Normally, what happened? The elderly people, uh, the elderly people, the elderly people need to take medicines every day and every time, morning, afternoon, and night time. But they are always in a position to what to say, to remain the things, or to they will forget where the medicine what they need to take. Suppose, for example, they need to take 4 tablets in a day, yeah, during morning time, and they will forget some 2 tablets, and they will not be intimated. If somebody is there at home, then they will intimate, they will inform them, or they will feed them the tablet medicines to them, right? So can we not develop some instrument or some machine like thing to intimate, to inform them, or to indicate, to give them some alarm to take medicine at particular time. And if you feel the medicines there, if in the container of that medicines, then at a particular time, for example 9 o'clock morning, these containers will be getting opened, and the medicines will be there collected in a bowl, and it will be intimated to the grandpa, those who is staying at home, and he can take and eat the medicines there without having any, without need of anybody's attention, anybody's accompany there with them, right? So for these type of things we can do the automation. I hope that the instrument have been developed there in E&E Department of National Engineering College, and I don't know the present status, but the idea was very excellent. This type of equipments should be developed. This type of automation can be done, but for the automation which requires automatic switching on off the lights and fans at home is not at all necessary, right? Basically, the lift is not for all. Lift is for carrying the huge luggages, huge load of luggage from a place to place. This is the purpose of this is the purpose for developing the lift or elevators, right? But nowadays we are using it, right? It's not at all necessary. So automation should not be there for everyone and every task. It should be there for the needy people and those who badly needs it. Otherwise, we don't need to go for automation. So these guys have developed automation thing, the manual scavenging system. I think in due course of time we can see this video. Till then, we will go to other slides and we will discuss the other parts, right? So, can you see the photograph in this slide, and can you imagine what are there in the 3 sacks? There are 3 sacks in the huge sacks, and those are filled with something. Yes, it's filled with the used napkins, sanitary napkins. It's a gray area, and normally we don't want to talk about napkins, sanitary napkins, and even girls are not willing to talk about the sanitary napkins, and they are not ready to express their feeling of using this and disposing this. But it's a very important thing. Here we can talk about 2 things, like the user and the persons, those who are collecting the used napkins. 2 things, right? For users, it's very easy because it's in a hygienic condition and it's a sanitized condition. It's a very neat one. We can go and buy from any shops, medical shops, or any grocery shops, or any malls, or any supermarkets. We can go and take the sanitary napkins, and we can use it. But after using it, what we are doing it's a very big question. Are we developing, or have we developed any technologies for the proper disposal of these sanitary napkins? Normally, what we are doing, our girls are doing, even at our home, what our mother is doing, what our sister is doing, what my wife is doing, and what my friend is doing, girlfriend is doing. Everybody is doing. Almost 90% of female community, those who are using these sanitary napkins, are disposing the used napkins in an improper way. They are flushing it out, they are throwing it out, and they are wrapping it with paper and burning it, and they are otherwise they just throw it in the land, and which will be decomposed or not decomposed, because these are not these are non-biodegradable, right? Have we developed any technologies to this? So here the thing is that in Pune, the waste pickers, you know waste pickers, right? There you can see them in our streets, in our roads, wherever they are picking the waste items which are thrown by us on the road. Right? Normally we use the flat which is nearby our flat as the dustbin, right? We use the roads in front of our house as a dustbin. We use our street as a dustbin, right? Normally we use it, so we throw it. The used napkins are wrapped in a paper and being thrown on the street, and these waste pickers are coming, or we put it in a dustbin which is being kept by the panchayat or municipality or corporation management and somebody else. And from the common dustbin, how these waste items are being segregated just by these waste pickers, right? And these waste pickers, what they are doing, they are putting their hand in and taking it out and segregating it and everything, right? So during segregation process, these used napkins will also be coming out, right? So they need to use their hand to segregate these things. So these are all the practices normally being done by these waste pickers. Are we listening them? Are we listening them completely? Are we paying our attention to them? If you ask me, I can say no, not completely. Even we are not paying attention, at least to a part, we are not doing it. So this thing happened. So here they have collected all the sanitary napkins, used sanitary napkins, and they make it as a parcel. And see, here they are giving the address to the managing director, Procter & Gamble India Limited, Healthcare Limited, which is a leading sanitary napkin producer, manufacturer, and they send these items, these used napkin items to them through the NGO. It was a protest actually in Pune some few years back. It was a protest. So waste pickers, they started protesting against the company which are manufacturing the sanitary napkins, because these are disposable napkins and these napkins are not being properly disposed. This is the case, right? Okay. So these are some statistics. So do we know, especially the girls actually, boys should also know what is period, what's the menstrual cycle, and what is the feeling of girl, what is the feeling of amma, what is the feeling of our sister, and what is the feeling of my girlfriend when they are in a menstrual cycle, right? When they are on periods, right? They are using sanitary napkins, and still many are not using sanitary napkins, right? The next photograph is showing that. So in a sanitary napkin, in a pad, 12.3 billion disposable pads are used every year. 12.3 billion, right? So it gives 125 kilogram of waste generated by a single woman during her lifetime till her menstrual cycle ends. So she is generating 125 kilogram of waste she is generating in her lifetime. Do you know the sanitary napkin or the pad which is being thrown in the land will take almost 700 years to decompose, because it's a plastic. The plastic is there, right? And as of now, 2 cities in India segregate menstrual waste, right? So you just understand these figures. 12.3 billion disposable pads used every year in India by yeah, by our mothers and sisters and friends, girlfriends. One single girl is generating 125 kilogram of waste through this plastic, through this sanitary napkin in her lifetime, and a single pad will take 700 years to decompose. Right. So it's very important. Normally, what we are doing, we are flushing it out and dispose with routine waste. We are normally our ladies or our girls are disposing the pads in with a routine waste and buried in landfills and disposed in open land or burnt in open. None of these methods are good methods. None of these methods are proper methods, right? So we need to create either a technology to dispose these type of things, or we need to create reusable napkins, right? Which should not harm the ladies or the female, those who are using these recyclable napkins, right? So there are two parts. We can provide our expertise. We can give our expertise to develop the technology. One is for proper disposal of the sanitary napkins. Otherwise, proper generating reusable or recyclable sanitary napkins, right? So in these two ways we can generate. So far no such technology is there. Yes, there are technology, like how a group of engineers have developed a Bandicoot robot, right, to evacuate the manual scavenging system from our society. Likewise, few guys have developed some methods to for proper disposal of napkins, or to develop the recyclable, reusable sanitary napkins, or to clean the reusable sanitary napkins. It's actually a glitzy thing, right? The sanitary napkins cannot be washed, right? So no girls is ready to wash the sanitary napkins or the cloth which is being used during the menstrual cycle, right? But there are two girls, they have developed some system, right? So in the right side of your slide, there is a instrument shown. It's called the incinerator, right? It's a napkin incinerator. I think the girl students, those who are attending this webinar, you might have seen this type of incinerator in your restrooms, in your department, almost in all the departments of our college, in National Engineering College, and blocks, individual blocks in your ladies hostel. But I'm not sure how many of you are using this properly, and how many of these incinerators are in function nowadays, right? But this is one such technology they have developed. Some company has developed this type of incinerators. So with this incinerator, we can easily dispose of used sanitary napkin. So this is a door through which you can put your used sanitary napkin inside, and you can switch it on, and this will be burnt inside. This is a chimney. Through this chimney hole, chimney pipe, the smoke will be gone out, right? The ash will be collected at the bottom, and you can dispose it in your landfill. It will not harm your landfill as like your the raw used sanitary napkin, right? This is one such technology. It's an electrical based, and it needs electrical energy to for its functionality. But another one guy in Gujarat, he has developed the non-electrical powered incinerator, right? It's called Ashuddhi Nashak. Right? A neat solution. Ashuddhi Nashak is the only technology in the country to destroy used sanitary napkins. It's actually a terracotta material, and he developed this chimney-like thing, or the incinerator. You can say this as the incinerator. This incinerator he developed first with a terracotta material, and later he tried this incinerator with the concrete material also, right? So it will not require any electrical power, and through this lead you put your sanitary napkin inside, and here you put some waste paper, burning newspaper or waste paper to inside it, and this terracotta material, he did some research on it. This terracotta material will keep the temperature around 250 degrees Celsius for a certain period of time. During that time, your used napkin will burnt out, right? And this is the false bottom. This is the false bottom where the ash of the burnt sanitary napkin will be collected here. Right. This is a very simple solution. I don't know whether this guy who has developed this Asht.Prof.II, the guy is an engineer, but he has some engineering thought in his mind. So he developed some new technology to the neglected group of neglected activity of the society. Right. So there are two things, right? Those are, one is the neglected people or the underprivileged people, and another one is the neglected activity or the underprivileged activity. Right. These two things have to be considered, and these two things must not be ignored. Right. The activities which are neglected or which are not considered should be adopted with the technologies. Right. So this is one type of technology, and this is one type of, this electrical based incinerator is one type of technology, and this non-electrical based, just with your burning newspaper, waste paper, you can burn your napkin. This terracotta material or your concrete material will have some the thermal engineering law, thermo laws, right? So based on the thermo law, according to the thermal law, according to the design of thermal, based on the thermal law, this terracotta incinerator has been designed, and this incinerator will keep the temperature there almost to 250 degrees Celsius for a certain period of time. So during this duration, your napkin will get burnt, and ash will be collected at the false bottom, and this ash can be thrown away in your land, right, or deposit on your land. This is a very simple and very neat and eco-friendly method to dispose your used sanitary napkins. And another two girls from IIT Goa and IIT Bombay, they have developed an instrument called, they named this device, this small device here you can see, right? It's a, they named this device as Cleans Right. Right. These two girls developed this instrument. So what this device, small device, can do, it will wash your reusable napkins. There are companies, they are developing few companies, only few companies. They are developing the reusable napkins, sanitary pads, and these napkins should be cleaned out, right? This should be washed out for the next menstrual cycle, right? So with this device, small device, your sanitary napkin, reusable sanitary napkin, can be washed out. It will be in a hygienic condition. You need to put inside, and there will be a pedal-like thing, and this is also a non-electrical one. And put some water. There will be a pedal-like thing inside. Basically, it's like a small washing machine. In the washing machine, you cannot put your sanitary napkins, reusable sanitary napkins, inside with the other clothes. Okay, so this is a individual separate machine where you can wash your reusable sanitary napkins, right? So these two young engineering graduates came up with a great idea of washing the reusable sanitary napkins, right? Here they have eliminated two things. One, you don't need to dispose it, and you don't need to hesitate to wash your sanitary napkins, right? So this is what the responsibility, this is what the technology, the society expects from us. It's very important thing, but normally we are not doing it. We are not considering, we are not listening these group of underprivileged people, or this group of neglected activities in the society. But in the engineer's responsibility is to create a healthy society. We need to listen the society completely. We need to do work for the individual, those who is neglected by the other people, right? Read many books, read many articles, understand others, and listen others, and watch others. then you can develop such technologies to others, right? And another one very important part which I need to address in this webinar is that normally this um, uh, part is also neglected, and this part is also not being considered by any of us, and it's again a niche area. It's a glimpsy area. It's a nasty area which we don't consider, but it's not a nasty area. We are using it, but we are not exposing it. Right? Can you guess what is there in the top photograph of the slide? It's a cannon. In the cannon, something is floating. Yes, it's a condom. Many condoms are floating on it, and this is a photograph which has been taken in Bangkok, Thailand. Right? It's a cannon. The used condoms were thrown in the canal, and it's floating on it, and it's moving on the canal. Right? So we need the common sense. Actually, it's a condom sense, but we need the condom. We need to use the common sense when we are using the condom, right? We are using condom and we are not using condom. Why should I use condom? And everything is something different. But here, it's our responsibility also, because it hurts the environment, it harms the environment, right? And the improper disposal of these things are normally harms the environment to the extent which we cannot imagine, right? As we have seen in the previous discussion, like a sanitary napkin takes almost 700 years to get decomposed, right? This is again rubber material, and which is not disposed properly and thrown away or flushed away. Again, the waste pickers or the scavengers issue is there. When if you flush your used condom in your toilet, and what will happen? It will choke your drainage line, right? Then somebody has to come and he has to clean, but definitely we will not do it, right? We have some group of people in our society, and they will come and they will do it, and they are also, after all, human being, right? And they are also eating the food what we are eating, right? So, but we are eating food very hygienically, but they are not eating their food very hygienically, right? So they need to clean our choked drainage system, and which is choked by this type of improper disposal or improper flushing of the condom, right? So it's again still an unnoticed and ignored sector of society, right? In the bottom also, it's maybe this photograph might have been taken in any of the hotel rooms, the ventilator of hotel rooms, right? It's not disposed very properly, right? So I think I no need to address many things about this, but it's very important area we need to consider, right? The usage of condoms is one separate area, and after using the condom, what we are doing it. There are many underprivileged group of people, those who are handling these type of things, right? And above all, we need to consider, we need to help our environment. We need to preserve our natural resources, right? So the improper disposal of this kind of sanitary items or menstrual items will definitely make our environment most vulnerable, and our environment will get damaged due to this type of activities. And we need to develop this type of we need to develop a good technology to address these issues, but we are not normally doing it, right? So in the case of condom disposal, can we not develop an incinerator for this type of things? You can ask question, do we need to keep this type of condom incinerator at every home? No. There are many group of people around the world, in our country also. Those are are called as the sex workers, right? It's being recognized or being legalized in few of the countries around the world, and still there is a profession, right? They are using it. That profession feed them the food, right? So they are using it. But they should be hygienic. They should be healthy, and they are using condom. Where those condoms, used condoms, are going away, right? How those condoms are disposed. Though in those places you can place this type of incinerators, right? And can we not think about the energy generation, energy production by using this type of plastics, this type of rubber materials? If we collect a huge amount of condom by using some mechanism, and can we generate some power using this while incinerating it? So we can think in this way also. For the previous two cases, somebody has developed something, right? Bandicoot robot has been developed for manual scavenging, right? To evacuate for evacuating the to remove the manual scavenging system, right? And the incinerator has been developed, and non-electrical powered incinerator has been developed, and for disposal of sanitary napkins, and some washing machine has been developed by two girls, two engineering graduates, to wash the used sanitary reusable sanitary napkins. But for condom, it's again a very important part, and the statistics says many are using condoms and many are disposing it in improper way normally, right? Can we not, or we the engineers cannot develop any disposable methods? Can we not adopt a good technology to dispose this type of used condoms? This is take home for you guys this day, and you can start thinking in this way. And there are many unnoticed, underprivileged sector in the society, right? Maybe in your class some left-handers may be there, right? Who can use the left hand for all the activities, he or she, right? Have you ever thought that our taps in wash basin or sink or in our bathroom are designed for left-handers? Is it happening in a way? But normally the taps are designed for right-handers, right? So can we not make the taps which could be used by both the hand users, means left-handers and right-handers? There are few companies, they are manufacturing it with the center knob. They are using it, right? They are manufacturing the tap. So the center knob can be used by the right-hander and the left-hander also, right? But are we really thinking it in this way? It should be used for this group of people. If we start thinking in this way, then definitely we can develop, we can create a healthy society, right? And we can give back to the society. So I think we have come to an end. I have taken the first bullet point from a book, right? Design the things that are needed, that are understandable, that are usable and enjoyable, right? So we no need to design the things which cannot be used by anyone, and which cannot be enjoyed by anyone, and which could not be understood by anyone, right? So we should design the things, we should develop the technology to the individual. For that, we need to listen to the society very carefully, completely, right? And the proverb which I have told, reminded you at the beginning of this lecture: engineers make the world, right? So come, let's build a healthy society. It's very important. So to conclude, let me summarize the things. So society is not an individual one. It has a group of people. It's a plural noun. No one is independent. Everybody is independent. So healthy society means there are two important things. One is education and sanitation, or health. So proper education will give you, will push you to practice the sanitized activities, and these two things will create healthy society. And being the engineers, we need to give back something to the society, and we need to adopt technology to create, to build a healthy society, right? There are underprivileged area, underprivileged sector of people and activities which are not being considered or which are not being noticed by any of us. And we have discussed three important things which are happening in our society. One is the manual scavenging. The question was there whether we have developed some technology to remove the manual scavenging system from the society. Yes, there were some group of engineers. They were developing a robo kind of thing to remove the manual scavenging activity from the society, and still it's not it has not reached the threshold, right? So we need to travel along to reach the threshold in this area. And the second part, the sanitary napkin part, the using at the user side it's not at all a problem, but at the picker side, means the segregator side, it's a problem. And the improper disposal of sanitary napkin will harm the environment, will harm the public, and we have a group of people uh, who will come and collect this type of waste, and they are segregating it, and we are not at all considering their sanitation and their hygienic, their type of their living and everything we are not considering. So we need to develop something. Again, there are few ways they have developed some good disposable methods. They have adopted the technology for disposing the sanitary napkins. And the third one, we have seen the condom. It's a good contraceptive method. Normally we are using it all around the world. It's a huge industry, which is there are many companies manufacturing the condoms, but no company is giving the good solution to dispose of condom, right? There are a group of people called sex workers. Their day-to-day life is upon their profession, right? So they need to live healthy. They need to feed their family, and for that they are using condoms. But how they are disposing the condoms, it's very important. Can we not develop a condom disposer to the society? It's take home to you, right? It's a proposal. If you would come out with a good solution for condom disposer, it would be a very good thing. Very good technology we can implement. We can ask the government to install this type of incinerators in many places, in hotels or in the sex worker living areas everywhere. We can do it. And while incinerating, while disposing this type of condoms, can we not generate the electricity? Again, based on the thermal laws, can we not? The temperature will be, heat energy will be generated. This heat energy can be used for generating the power to function the turbine and generator. Can we not generate the electricity? So these and all are the things, right? So at last, we the engineers make the world. We need to design the things which are needed, which are understandable, which are usable, and which are enjoyable, right? So come, let's build a healthy society. Thank you very much for your passionate hearing, and I thank the organizers, especially in the Asst Department of National Engineering College, and my sincere regards and my respects to the management of National Engineering College, Guru K.R. Arnachalam sir, and our director. And our director, Sir Dr. Shanmugam sir, and our principal, Dr. Kalidas sir, and Asst HOD, head of the department, and my well-wisher, Dr. M.A. Neelangan sir, and my other friends, those who are working in this college. I am very happy in sharing my thoughts to the young minds of society. Thank you very much. Thank you, all and all.
Thank you, Dr. Shankar sir. Now I request Dr. B. Murugan to deliver a vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to all. I'm Dr. Murugan, Physics Domain, Department of Science and Humanities, National Engineering College. And first of all, I thank Dr. Shankar sir and for his valuable talk. And we would like to thank our management, director, principal, and our HOD sir for giving this opportunity to organize this webinar. We sincerely thank Dr. Shankar sir for his enthusiastic talk. He started with the definition of society and the significance of engineers in society. He beautifully connected the happiness of a mother and family to healthy society through our Kalam sir's words. And he strongly discussed the necessity of eradication of manual scavenging system by automation technology. And also he responsibly discussed the proper disposal of used sanitary napkins and the need of technology for handling the used sanitary napkins with the care of environment. And also he insisted if you dispose improperly, it will again complicate the manual scavenging system more. At the whole, he delivered a very beautiful social responsible talk. Thank you very much for your responsible talk, sir. Students might understood their roles in society very clearly. We thank all the participants for their patience listening. Thank you all once again, and thank you all.
Yeah,